Wow, greetings, YouTube model people. How is it going? All right, you're looking here at a final for one of my Muppet characters, model building that I've been doing, or really not model building, obviously, it's painting, figure painting. But yeah, this was one that I completed probably a month and a half ago-ish, which is, of course, Miss Piggy. So now we have Kermit the Frog, Fozzie Bear, and as much as I'm not a fan of Miss Piggy, never was, I had to paint her third because they're sort of like the top three, right? They're the three main, characters in the Muppets crew, without a doubt. So my apologies to Kermit. Again, my non-family childhood hero. Never was a fan of Miss Piggy there, so I'm sure Kermit doesn't like that too much, but that's the way it goes. But anyway, I don't think he liked her very much at a lot of times either, to tell you the truth. But anyway, really I did this in a parchment white, off-white, basically like an antique white dress. It's a paint, and then I had this perfect tone for the skin tone. And then we just did a little bit of a darker tone inside the ears. With these, I've not been doing any shading or highlighting or, filtering or anything like that. Just been putting on base colors. Just having fun with it, really, is what it is. I did put a little bit of a wash on her hair. And if I had one area that I was not happy with how it came out, is the hair. But it's okay. It's not terrible. I did even get a pearl white for the pearls here, instead of just plain old flat white. You can see the inside of her mouth there. That's always fun to paint, very fine painting. And then I did get, obviously, a craft paint here. I forget the name of it, but it's obviously sort of a metallic to give that shiny kind of fancy, gloves look for, something like this. Kind of elegant, right? So, all right, now on to the next one, which we just finished up a day or so or two ago. The next one in the Muppet series. Hang on a second here. I'm cheating a little. I'm grabbing a quick drink. Okay, here we go. So the next guy, now the three that are left at this point, just to give you an idea, is we have Animal, Scooter, and Dr. Teeth. So those are the three I have left in the series here. So I went with this dude here. I went with Scooter. I don't know why, I just had the idea that I kind of know what I wanted him to kind of look like after looking at some pictures. So, yeah, he was fun to paint for sure. And the coloration, he's probably a little bit too orange. I did dull down the orange, but clearly, in my eyes anyway, I didn't dull him down enough. Now, he does wear like a green satin jacket. The best way I could try to replicate that without getting too fancy was just using a lime green metallic paint, spray paint. And I think that does the job. He is wearing jeans most of the time. Sometimes they're darker jeans, sometimes they're lighter jeans. So I kind of made him like a washed jean. And he always has his famous sneakers on, painting the top here, and is getting those glasses done without getting any black on the orange or the other way around. That was a lot of fun. Definitely a challenge. And so this is a Scooter. This is what he looks like. I really like the way these guys look. I mean, they did a really good job with the likenesses of all these figures when they created them. We're working on the next one now. I didn't even really, all I did was do primer coat, but I'm working on, finally, Animal. So the famous drummer from, I think it's the Music Mayhem or something like that is the name of the group. So we got him. We're going to be working on next. And then I don't know if we're going to pause before going to Dr. Teeth, because he's the most difficult of the crew that I have to paint. So we may take a little pause before we get to him. So that's it, folks. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for all the support, and we'll talk to you in a bit. All right. Cheers.